You know, it's a lot of old souls walking the earth. At certain points in our life, a lot of us have heard of the term old soul. Some of us may have been called old souls, especially if you looking at my face, if you listening to my voice, you may be that old soul. Okay? The spirit that people looked at as wise. Okay? Because we got to go into a definition of this old soul before I go into the source of the energy of this old soul. Okay? And how it differs from old spirits. Now, when we think of old soul, we think of the wise. When we think of old souls, we think of people who act like they've been here before because they know things that everybody don't know. They acting differently. They acting out of the normal pattern. Okay? Their system is different. Okay? They thinking patterns is different. Okay? A lot of times these old souls be thinking fresh. They be thinking new. They are a breath of fresh air. And for that matter, we become attracted to old souls. Something I'm going to break down a little later. Okay? So if you that old soul, and if you wanted to know the source of this old soul, you may have even wanted to know where you come from. Some old souls don't even feel like they are from this planet. Some old souls don't even feel like, okay, that they belong to the rest of humanity. These old souls feel like, okay, that they are just visitors. How many old souls feel like they visitors? Okay, can I get an eye check? How many of us feel like, okay, we've never had the same living experience as everyone else? Go ahead and holler if you hear me. Okay? Because this has been the case for a lot of us. Okay? Especially if you're watching my face. But I need for you to understand the difference between the old soul and the soul that has always been. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and break down soul. Not all the times we get the definition of soul. Now, of course, soul is light. Light is neither here nor there. It always is. Soul is light. Okay, you are a direct offspring of the light, of light in general. Wherever light is in the universe, it is and it is not. At the same time, it exists and does not exist. At the same time, it is shapeless and formless. Light has no form. Look at the light you witnessing now. Bear witness to the fact that they don't have no form. Neither does soul. So with that being said, soul is light. Okay? Light cannot be born, nor can light die. Light itself is everlasting. Light cannot be born, nor can it die. Light itself is everlasting. Okay? Soul is the one that comes into consciousness before your body wakes up. Okay? Soul comes into because soul spends some time at night traveling the universe. Traveling the universe within and also the universe without. Okay? And when it start stepping into its circadian rhythm, okay, meaning knowing what times to rise and what times to set, that is aligned with the sun, the source of light, okay, it steps back into the body, okay, to then wake the body up. Soul wakes body up. I know we've given that credit into deities and energies. We giving that credit to the alarm clock. Soul woke body up. This is why when you rise, then your mind has to rise. That is another example for you to bear witness that soul has never been born, nor has it died. It don't sleep either, nor does it eat. Soul is always. Okay? So, nevertheless, I want us to understand what it means to be an old soul. Now, being an old soul, okay, maybe you may carry a certain type of wisdom inside of you. That's those old souls. We may carry a certain type of energy. Okay? Now, I want us to understand this energy. Okay? I want us to understand that the old soul is here to break generational curses, to bring healing onto the bloodline and bring healing onto the earth. It is here to fight the spiritual warfare for the mind, body, and the spirits of the earth, and to give rise to those energies that are here to defend the earth. The old soul is here to defend the earth. Can I get a I say? Your old soul is here to defend the earth. So it's coming in rebellion. It is a rebellious spirit. It is not acting like those before it. Okay? It doesn't operate on the same paternal system. Okay? Thinking of cyclical. Thinking of patterns. Okay, the same patterns. You eat up, you wake up, you eat, you act this way, you go to sleep, for lifetimes. The soul come breaking this chain of patterns. It is indeed coming in a healing energy. When that healing energy is coming in rebellion, it is a rebel. Okay? It is leading a militia. The militia within itself that is against societal norms. And I want you to understand some of these societal norms are inside the household. They inside the community. They inside the family. That is the first community. They inside the neighborhoods. Okay? And then it gets to the governing parties. I want you to understand societal norms. Those old souls are here to break the chains of societal norms. The chains that are linked with patterns. Each link on a pattern look the same. And some people are here to do exactly what their ancestors did. Big Mama, your arm. Some people was eating just like Big Mama. They was more worried about Big Mama's arm being on fire than they were about Big Mama feeding the fire to the family. Imagine that. Some people was more worried about Big Mama's arm than what was that arm feeding the whole family. They say if your right hand caused you to sin, cut it off. Big Mama had to get these removed. Big Mama would have been all nubs if she would have kept living. Big Mama would have been all nubs. Because those feet walked to some poison. Those arms picked some poison up. Matter of fact, Big Mama would have had to cut her own head off because that brain thought of that poison to eat. Big Mama was a generational curse. She had to go. She had to go. Some of you Big Mamas, some of you Big Papas. Okay, so I want you to understand this old soul recognizes the problem and is not here to be a part of the problem. It is here a part of the solution. Can I get I say if you part of the solution? Can I get I say? Now you may not already have the solution, but you feel this rebellion in you. That's how it starts, a feeling. I want you to understand that you don't always have the answer when it rises. You were born a rebel, some of you. But I want you to understand how it starts. What you see inside me grew in me like a tree. It is strong. But at a certain point, it was flimsy. At a certain point in time, it was just a little babe. Okay? It was just a little plant that can be knocked over with some wind. That you ever knock over a plant that's within one of your vases, you knock it over and then you got to put it back in? It was small like that. It grows in you from a little seed, then to a little stem, into a whole tree. So when you a little seed and when you a little stem, I want you to understand you are a babe in spirit, and all the time you're not going to have the solutions. It is a feeling. Walk in faith. Faith in that feeling. The knowing that you're right. You know no one's going to be around to tell you that you're right when you just got the feeling. You just got the feeling. And you've been looking for rightness on the outside. Rightness ain't on the outside. How is something on the outside going to identify with something on the inside? Outside is just for edification, not for education. Outside is just for edification, not for education. Education starts on the inside. On the inside is the universe of which we call the universities. You must visit those universities to find out what those emotions are trying to tell you. Can I get an I say? Nevertheless, always the high. Nevertheless, we have these old souls. Let me know if we clear on old souls. Okay? Let me know if we clear on old souls. I feel like we are. Let us move forward to those souls that have always been. Now, like I said, you have old souls, and then you got souls that have always been. They ain't never repeated the lifetime. They have always lived. They have always been in existence. Very different from the old soul just repeating, and then coming to take away from these generational curses. So what am I saying? I mean, some of these generational curses are also old souls. I don't want you to think that the old souls are just a wise energy that come to break it. Two types of old souls: the old curse and then the cure. Okay? Then the cure. Okay? Carrying the genetic code that has the cure written with it. Nature was clever enough to hide the cure inside of the blood. No one can take it away. The true faith, okay, the true works of the universe is written inside of you. You must only follow inside of you to find it. This is clever of the universe. Clever. Very clever. What does that mean? That means that energy will weather any storm of any generation. No one can take away who you are. They have taken away from your language. They have taken away your language. They have taken away your culture. They have taken away a lot of things. I don't care what you look like. Don't care how dark you are, how light you are. Okay? You've been a victim of colonialism. Somebody done finna colonize. Somebody landed on your Plymouth Rock as well. Doesn't matter who you are. I want you to understand that. Okay? So some of you don't think that this is part of who you... I want you to understand that who you are and what you are has been written on your genetic code. It is inside of you. Correct? This is muscle memory. This is genetic muscle memory. Correct? There is also a spiritual muscle memory. This is why the spirit is different from soul. Soul is carrying spirit. Sometimes we cloak spirit. If I'm soul, this is spirit, not me. Okay? So I want us to understand, it is written inside of you. This is why you were taught distractions. What do you think distractions are? Distractions is distracting you from the inside so you don't develop the lens to really be able to view what's on the outside. You can never see. You're walking in blindness. You walking in blindness. Can I get Isaac? You walking in blindness. We got to save these babies from a certain blindness. Okay? So we have these souls that have always been. Shout out to the souls that have always been. These souls have developed, they were born with the ability to access the information within their genetic code. They were born with it. Okay? They were born with it. Their spirit transcends all lifetimes. Meaning it transcends their daddies and mommies, their mommies and daddies, their grandmamas, it transcends. The cure is them. The old soul is here to manifest the cure. To manifest that spirit. Okay? Of the one that has always been. The one that has always been is it's a diamond in the ocean, and you don't find diamonds in the ocean, do you? Okay? It is a rare energy. A very rare energy. I want you to give respect to this. There are a lot of old souls, but the one that have always been, it is very rare. The system on the outside have made a way to make it very difficult for this energy to come into the earth. Okay? So, when we speak of old souls, and we speaking of souls that have always been, I want you to understand the rarity. The old soul is not rare. You thought you was rare. No, you're not. You belong to a whole community of old souls, of which we hope that y'all will figure out why you're here. And I'm here to enlighten you I'm here to help you out. You are only here to eradicate the problems to cultivate solutions of which heal your bloodline, depending on how far in the process that we have been. Now, you could be the soul that have carnated into 70% of the work being done. Now, you only got 30% of the work in your family that starts within yourself to do. And then once this work is done, now we can go on to the earth. Then we can go taking our purpose within the world. Do this make sense? But you had to been born. This is what we call selective breeding. Okay? Nevertheless, the soul that has always been is a very rare gem. I know some of you may feel like you're this rare gem, but you are not, are you? Accept that. Accept that I can become this gem, but I have to accept that I am not this gem. Why? Because there is a task. Everyone is tasked with this same task. Okay? Once you step into this energy of being an old soul, once you step into your primordial essence, your job is to find the one that has always been and to protect it. Because this one will give light to you. And this light will birth that which has always been inside of you. It speaks this way. It is only here to do one thing. It is cure. Okay? So I speak on these energies that I want to leave it on this. Why are we attracted to old energies? We attracted to old energies because same reason why we attracted to anything else valuable. Same reason why we are attracted to anything valuable. That old energy can give us something that these other energies cannot give us. They do not possess the ability to give us. Matter of fact, only thing they can give us is something physical. They bodies, things, gifts. But this old energy, the energy that has always been, can give me something that I cannot grasp on my own. They are pulling directly from the ethers. They are creating things that are brand new. And this is of the highest value on the earth. It is a one of one. They are one of one. There is no other. There may be other energies like them, but it's not so many in the lifetime. You picking up what I'm putting down? So your job, when they call yourself chosen ones, call themselves people that walk in purpose, doesn't matter what you're doing. Your job is to find this one. Protect it, keep it close to you and your bloodline. So it can not only gift you, but it can gift your whole bloodline. Cure. Okay? At the root word of cure, we see Q. And when something is cued, that means it's time. It can give you time. You picking up what I'm putting down? I say, it can give you back time because you've lost time. Your bloodline beating lost time. You are on your way to extinction. Shall you keep carrying in these generational curses? You won't be an old spirit in 300 years. You will be a no spirit. It will be none of you. I say, and this is the grand finale of life. So I just wanted to explain this. There is also a perverting of spirits. Perverting of adolescent spirits. And we have adolescent spirits that I didn't get into. Okay? We have fresh energies and new energies that I didn't get into. We have a perverting. Okay? This perverting also, okay, applies to the old energies that are little babies. These little babies are being taken away to a place. They call it Never Never Land. Because if you always float and you never land, then you'll never put your feet on the ground. You cannot obtain foundation and grounding, of which is needed for you to grow into the spiritual tree that you need to grow into. You are floating in the cosmos. That is a purgatory. You are forever in the hell. Okay? And I'm gonna I'm going to break this energy down because I want you to understand the source of this energy. The source of this energy has a name. The source of this energy has a frequency. And I want you to know this frequency. I've been at odds with this frequency since I came into existence. I'm here to do away with the gods. I'm battling the gods. I'm warring with the gods. This spiritual warfare that some of us are here to fight, we are here to fight these alleged gods. They're not alleged, they're gods. Gods is a Greek energy. Matter of fact, it's a German energy. Okay? German. Okay? And original energies don't even have gods. So, I'm here to do away with the gods, just like my ancestors always been here to do. Okay? Our essence, our purpose, our expertise, or our superpowers, and how we finna eradicate this energy. Can I get an I say? Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel at Yahlil Lakwame. I want to thank you. Make sure you clicking the notification bell because we go out of part 2 to this. I'm going to break down how our baby's been visiting Never Never Land for some time. And if you don't teach them, give them the roadmap to get home. You have to draw them a spiritual map to get home. Home is here in the present. If you don't draw them a map to get home, they are forever doomed. And I don't mean that spiritually. I mean that literally. Don't you leave them babies in purgatory. Okay? And if you don't notice, if you don't recognize always been energy, you go ahead and tell me where you heard this energy from. If you've heard any of the wisdom that I've ever given you. It may sound familiar, but the source is here. Nevertheless, we enrich people here. That's my job, to shine a light on you. Okay, that light may create a portal to the being, to recognizing the light on the inside of you. I'm here to give birth to that light inside you. Okay, enlightenment is what we call it. Is how you can understand it. Through enlightenment, we must first climb the stairs of awareness. You become more aware as you ascend, as you graduate unto the necessary energy. What is necessary? The healing of your bloodline, the healing of the earth, okay? The eradication of this particular energy that we're going to speak on in part 2 to this video. You ready? Y'all ready to go on this adventure? This is a never-ending quest. We on another quest. Enough with the side quest. Back to the main story, y'all. Rich minds create rich bodies that create rich spirits that finna create the rich lives that we've been asking for. Some of us been asking for this for generations and lifetimes. Welcome. Let's get rich. See you soon.